Hey guys, TriggerMeister here. I was asked to do a follow-up video from Peter P on the electric powder trickler. So one of his questions was, do you still use it? And the answer is absolutely. This is one of the projects that I probably use more often, and so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more detail on what it takes to build this thing. So first off, here's the parts list. One, you need a pager or vibrator motor. You can see here's a larger vibrator motor and here's a smaller one. And actually what's on my powder trickler is actually a third type. I'm going to show that to you in a second. Then this is a FormuFit table screw cap. Which is this white piece right here with those ears on it. Then you need an aluminum tube. The one that I have is 220 thou OD. Then I had a 1 pound empty powder container that I cut in half. A battery holder, 2 momentary switches, a resistor. And I used a diode just because I grabbed that by chance and it seemed to work well. And some wire, some wood, some rubber hose, and some screws. So first, let me show you the schematic, and then I'm going to show you a little bit more detail on the machine itself. So you need a battery, or here's your battery, I should say. And then you have the negative pole connected to the vibrator motor, and then you have 2 momentary switches over here. One of them you're gonna need to connect to some type of resistor. So unfortunately, where I put the diode is in such an awkward place, I have no way of actually measuring what the resistance is on it, but that may vary depending on what kind of vibrator motor you're actually using. So if you have an old electronic board or something, just unsolder a bunch of them and try them out, see which one fits your need best. Alright, so let's first start with the mechanics of it. So this is the FormuFit the table screw cap, and it's used for making PVC furniture. I found this at my local hardware store. Then you have your aluminum tube, and the aluminum tube comes in and is connected at the very bottom of that table screw cap. Alright, so then here is the hole that the aluminum tube connects to, and you can see I drilled it at the very bottom of it. As a matter of fact, I drilled it so low that I could actually carve out that little trough down there that the powder could run into. So next, let's look at that pager motor. There we go. So you can see this one is basically a mini motor with an offset weight. There's a fast, there's a slow. Alright, so somebody commented on the angle of the tube. It's kind of hard. Alright, so the angle of the tube compared to the table screw cap is about 15 degrees, okay? But it's actually more than 15 degrees. So I started with 15 degrees, and then I mounted it on these standoffs, which are drywall screws, long drywall screws. They have a smooth shaft up here, and then they have then they're threaded below it. So this is rubber gas hose, and by orienting it the way I did is you can put shorter standoffs in the front and then a longer standoff in the back. So if you don't get the angle right away, what you can do is you can just add a longer one in the back, and that of course will alter your angle with the aluminum tube. And by having that angled, it also helps the powder, of course, flow from the back to the front, so it works very well. The momentary switches up front here, those are more geared for you know, sensors or some other electronic components. You'd find them usually in, let's say, a computer mouse. These are what I had handy when I built it, so that's what I used. These are just simply hot glued onto the surface of the board, and pretty much most things are just hot glued on, including the aluminum tube. All right, let me show you guys a quick screenshot below here. So the resistor is in here. I glued that in with the hot glue gun after I soldered it all up. I used the hot glue gun to affix all the wiring underneath here, and then I just used some rubber feet to provide a little bit of clearance between the wire, and so it sits flat. So all right, I think that's it. If you have any questions, please comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And last but not least, have fun at the range.